Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Brown Sugar. Just coming at you from my hotel room in Greece. Um, I have to let you guys know, I am kind of jet lagged because of the time difference. These people are 7 hours ahead of us in the United States. Okay, so when I put that post up and said that I had just came in here and took a shower and I was listening to Maze, well, I fell asleep in the bed because, I showered, cleaned up, put on my pajamas, and I wanted to take a nap. And I ended up, I think I took a 2 hour nap because on the plane, the first plane, I kind of slept. But that second plane was an international plane and it had the three rows, like 2 aisles on each side that you could walk down, and it had those TVs on the back. And of course, I watched these Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes. I watched like a whole season or something like that because Larry David really makes me laugh. And then I think I watched some kind of a special that's told by Meg Thee Stallion about her life and all that. They had that on there, so I checked that out because I don't know a whole lot about her, and I know she's from Houston, and I don't really listen to her music because that's not my. I mean, but I don't badmouth her music or anything like that. I think it's great for the people who enjoy it. But me, I just wanted to know more about her. And it's being told in her own words. And I thought it was pretty good. I watched about a little more than half of that. And so I was kind of sleeping a little bit and then watching TV and just kind of back and forth. So when I got here, I saw some other Black Americans at the baggage claim in the airport here, and they were saying they were going to take the train. So here I go, get me a ticket because I couldn't hardly understand. Number one, everybody speaks Greek. Almost everybody. I mean, you might find 10% of the people who are speaking English on the street. In the hotels and everything, of course, yes, they speak English. But I mean, just as far as people walking up and down the streets, it's gonna be mostly people speaking Greek. So anyway, I figured out how to buy this ticket, and I got on this train, this train system they have here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to the hotel, and my phone was showing the navigation, and we were on the path to get into where my hotel was, and all of a sudden their train went underground. So I lost reception on my phone and I couldn't see where we were going. I couldn't see where I should get off, because the navigation, everything went off on the phone. We were we were in the tunnel. So I ended up passing my stop by 3 stops, and I talked to this guy on the side of the road, and he was kind enough to to tell me where the hotel was. He told me to get back on the train, go back down 3 stops, and then get off, and then walk to the hotel. Well, I ended up doing that, and I walked to the hotel, but I had to keep stopping and asking people on the street, am I going the correct way? And because my phone was still off, it just wasn't picking up reception. Once we went in that tunnel, it just lost signal. So finally, I walked about 7 blocks in the hot sun. It was hot over here. It's very hot and humid, kind of like Texas, but maybe about 5 degrees cooler. So instead of 100 degrees, it's probably like 95 degrees over here, hot and humid and breezy. So, I mean, I had to cross the streets. I had to kind of watch the pedestrians and see when, it had a little green arrow whenever it's time for you to go across the street. So I was dragging my bag, and then I had my backpack. So I got some good exercise. And by the time I walked up to the hotel, there was a man. He looked like a bellhop, these people that carry your bags up to the room for a tip. He saw me coming up, and he's this real tall, handsome guy. He ran to the door, ran down the stairs, and saw me coming up. You know how you drop people off in that little roundabout in front of the hotel? And he grabbed my bags and helped me in. And oh God, the people at this hotel were so sweet. Time I got to the desk, I even checked in early because I mean, I think I got here around 2, and then the check-in time is 3. But he was like, "Oh, your room is ready. You can go on up." So he just checked me in. He was like, "Oh, I don't need anything but your passport and your name," and and he was so nice. All these people, he's anything you want, just call down and ask us. These people in this hotel are stellar. Okay. So as far as customer service, I give them on a scale from 1 to 10, I give them a 15. And then when I came to my room, I was like, oh, the 2 beds were together. I asked them to come up and have somebody to separate the beds because, I was anticipating my second cousin because she's on the way over here. And they gave me some extra towels. They told me where the ice machine was, and all that. So that's that's kind of what happened. And so by the time I got in here, I had to call T-Mobile and say, okay, why is my phone not working? Since I went in the tunnel, it stopped working. So they were like, okay, look, you got to turn your phone off whenever it does that and turn it back on again. So I did that, got all that situated, and I took my shower. I tidied up the room, disinfected, sprayed some stuff, organized things. And by that time, I was exhausted. All I could do was get that ice in my cup because you know how I feel about ice. I love ice, especially when it's hot. So I got a big cup. I brought an empty tumbler, filled that up with ice and water, and I had some dates in a bag, and I snacked on those dates and drank a whole lot of ice water, and I passed out. Honestly, I thought I was going to take a 2-hour nap, which I did. I just passed out. And then I posted a little post where I was telling you guys I was listening to Maze, and I had just took a nice shower in the hotel. I'm telling you, right after that, I just couldn't keep my eyes open. And so just a few minutes ago, I just came down from the rooftop restaurant they have here. It was amazing. I did end up eating some sea bass, some fish. So it's every now and then I'll eat some fish, but I did, since it's kind of like a special occasion or whatever, because not every day you get to come to Greece. But yeah, I did go ahead and get the I think it was a sea bass or something like that. And I told them not to put very much oil because here they are big on oil. They are big on that olive oil. They're big on that sun-dried tomatoes with all that oil on them and all that. So he brought me back the fish, and it had a little bit of oil. I went on and ate it just because I got all that exercise walking with all that heavy luggage. So I said in the morning, I'm going to see if I can get me a workout in. And I'm going to get back on my tier 1 when I get on that cruise ship, because we got to go to the cruise ship tomorrow. I'm going to just do the fruit juices in the morning, and just try my best to stick to that. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I understand sometimes you're around all that food and you get a little temptation. But even if I do get the temptation, I try just not to have very much of it. Just a couple of bites to get the craving out of my system. Like if it's a waffle or a pancake, just about 2 or 3 bites. Just chew it up real slow, kind of get the flavors in your mouth, and just leave it alone. And just go back to your fruits, go back to your juices, and all that. So on the cruise ship, I will have a better selection of healthier foods, like oatmeal. They have oatmeals every morning. They have, just a lot of different things, fruits, raisins, all those things. So, yeah. I will be making better decisions on there. But I had that, the fish tonight. Then I had some little sauteed vegetables they had. And I could tell they lightly put the oil on there, but it was still on there. I ate a little bit of that. And then they had some little tiny fried spring rolls that had spinach and a little bit of like some kind of cream cheese or something in it. Anyway, they were real tiny. I only had like 2 of those. And then I had that spinach salad, and then a little teeny piece of cornbread, and that was it. I try to keep it real light too. If I am going off of tier 1, I try to keep it real light. Not eat too much, just eat a little bit, and then the next morning get back into tier 1. So yeah, that is it in a nutshell. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I did want to come back on here and kind of tell you guys how everything went and how it's going. It's getting dark over here. And I'm probably going to see if I can get those fish pedicures when we come back here. When we come back to Athens, once the cruise ship comes back into Athens to drop us off, then I'm going to do those, the fish pedicure. Because I was going to go earlier today, but I just fell asleep. So I'm going to see if they'll do one for me before I leave. So, but yeah, I think that's about it. And tomorrow I'm going to be, just basically getting up, getting something small to eat, and getting ready to head over to where the cruise ship is. I'm gonna definitely do Uber. I'm not gonna get back on that train. And you get to really see the common folk. You get to see some of the scenery that you probably wouldn't see anywhere else. And you get a real good chance to kind of mix and mingle with the locals, if you can understand them, if they can understand you. But yeah, overall, I say this hotel, it's really impressed me. The people here, it's the way they treat you. It's just so stellar. And then and then of course it's very clean and it's very nice. So I'm happy with the hotel. I will be checking out tomorrow because I have to get to the cruise ship I'm going to try to get over there to the cruise ship about 11 or 12 or 1. But before then, I'm going to get a light breakfast, and I'm going to see if I can work out, because they do have a workout room upstairs. So who knows, but I'm going to get to bed early tonight. That guy was up there singing on the rooftop, and he sounded so good. But I was like, you know what? I'm getting older. And when I was younger, I used to stay up all night. If, all you had to do was say live music. And I'll be like, hell yeah, where's the party at? I used to be a real party animal. But now it's like, ooh, I listen to 2 or 3 songs, but I got to get in bed, and catch up on some of this jet lag sleep, and wake up early in the morning. And yeah, and then on the plane, no, actually before we got on the plane in Chicago, I ran into these other nurses, the Filipino nurses, and they were a blast. They had one of them open up a bag with all this medicine in it, like medicine for motion sickness, medicine for pain, for arthritis. She had electrolyte packets. They was taking electrolyte packets like the Gatorade packets or liquid IVs. I have all that stuff, because I'm a nurse, and nurses, we tend to kind of make sure all bases are covered as far as health when you go on a trip. We have laxatives, we have all that. So I went to the store and I bought what do you call this stuff? Senokot. And I'm gonna take at least 1 or 2 of them a day, or 1 or 2 of them every other day, to keep everything regular. Because when you do all this traveling through these time zones and all this different jet lag and stuff like that, your body just kind of slows down. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? So we want to keep everything moving. So yeah, and then with those motion sickness pills for when we get ready to get on the cruise, always remember to take those motion sickness pills at night before bed. Take one before bed, because they do make you drowsy. They make you sleepy. So you can go ahead and go to sleep. And in the morning, take a little bit of coffee or a little bit of caffeine just to kind of get that stuff out of your system, because you don't want to be drowsy the next day, and just kind of perk you up. So that's what I plan on doing. Just a little bit. I'm not a coffee person, but just a little teeny bit, just to get you going again and get that stuff out of your system. But yeah, so that's where I am now, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of footage of the restaurant. And all right, you guys, I will see you in the next one.